Thank you, Madam Chair. For the record, my name is Herbsantos, Jr. I oppose SB239 because I'm scared, not for myself, but for my children and my grandchildren, because they will be the ones whose health care will be in danger if this bill passes. I'm also scared for the vulnerable, the elderly, and the disabled. In fact, I fear for everyone in this room, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, because they will all be the ones whose health care will be in danger if this bill passes. If passed, you will be giving insurance companies a direct path to profits over people. Insurers will deny expensive, life-sustaining medical treatment and in their place offer lethal drugs, leading patients to hasten their own deaths. If passed, this bill will threaten the health care of every single person in this state. You may have heard the proponents represent that there is no evidence of this type of abuse. That is a blatant and offensive misrepresentation to this body and to those who have been victimized. People like Barbara Wagner. Senator Stone mentioned Ms. Wagner during the Senate committee hearings. She was denied treatment and offered a suicide prescription. The response from the proponents was that it was sad, but that is what insurance companies do. They deny all the time. In 2019, the National Council on Disability released the findings of a federal examination of the country's assisted suicide laws and their effects on people with disabilities. They found that the law's safeguards are ineffective and oversight of abuses and mistakes are absent. I'm also scared for the quality of care my children and grandchildren will receive if assisted suicide becomes medical treatment. Catherine Judson learned this in Oregon when she brought her husband to the doctor for treatment, and she overheard the doctor giving a sales pitch for assisted suicide. Any benefit of assisted suicide does not outweigh the harm this bill will cause on all Nevadans. Now, I've submitted a more detailed written opposition, and I ask that you review it with all the supporting data. I'd also like to add, from listening to the testimony today, talking about psychological consults, that's not the norm. Since this started, in looking at the Oregon study, and they do a study every year, there was 431 people that requested assisted suicide last year. 3 people received psychological counseling. When you look at the inception of the 2,454 people that have taken the lethal drugs, 74 people took it, which is 3%. 3% of the people were referred for psychiatric counseling. And that goes from 1998 up through 2020, and that's in their statistics. There was also a comment that there's no evidence of a person ever waking up. In the documents I've submitted to you, there's a story of Mr. Pruitt, David Pruitt. He took the cocktail, and it was with his family was there, along with members of Compassion and Choices. And after 65 hours, he woke up, and the Oregon Department said that they couldn't investigate it. Finally, in my legal practice, some of you know I do workers' comp in the state. I've been doing it for over 30 years. This happens all the time with insurance companies denying treatment to people that have been injured on the job, and that's what happened. And that's what will happen if this law is passed. In conclusion, SB 239 is bad law, and I respectfully request that you vote no, not only for your constituents, but for your children, their children, and the majority of people in Nevada. Thank you.